Senate Republicans are gearing up for a big showdown this Thursday. They are pushing to change Senate rules in order to speed up the confirmation of President Donald Trump's nominees. Here is the reason. Democrats have been blocking and delaying the process for months, and the Republicans say it has reached a breaking point. But Democrats are warning if Republicans pull the so-called nuclear option, the Senate could regret it for years to come. Let's break this down. For months now, Republicans has complained that Democrats are deliberately dragging their feet, slowing down confirmation as a protest against the president's agenda. And it's worked. The process has moved at a crawl. Now, Senate Majority Leader John Thune has stepped in with a new proposal to speed things up. Thune says, and I quote, "We have got a crisis and it's time to restore what used to be normal practice, letting a president get his team in place without endless obstruction." End of quote. Here is what he is talking about. The proposal would allow groups of nominees to confirm together instead of going one by one. It's not brand new. In fact, back in 2023, Democrats floated a very similar idea. That plan would have allowed up to 10 executive branch nominees to be approved at once. Thune argues the Republican version is even more limited, applying only to sub-cabinet positions, not judges. But the goal is the same, to stop the delays. On Thursday, Republicans will bring up a resolution to confirm 48 of President Donald Trump's nominee and block meaning altogether. But here is the catch. They need 60 votes, and they are not expected to get there. That's when the Republicans could go nuclear, lowering the threshold to a simple majority. Now remember how the Senate works. Usually, an unanimous consent is needed to move things quickly. That means even one senator can hold things up. Over the years, both parties have changed the rules to make nomination faster. For example, judicial nominees no longer need 60 votes, but Democrats argue that this latest move would go too far. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer has been warning Republicans. He said, and I quote, "If you go nuclear, you will regret it." End of quote. Schumer says the Republicans walked away from a deal earlier this summer where Democrats were ready to approve a package of nominees in exchange for cooperation on funding issues. He blames the president directly for shooting those talks down. Here is what makes this such a big deal. Over 1,000 positions in the federal government require Senate confirmation. And according to the Center for Presidential Transition, the average time to confirm nominees has nearly quadrupled over the last 6 presidencies. That's huge slowdown. Democrats remind Republicans that they once proposed a similar reform, but for future presidents, not Donald Trump. Now, with the White House in Republican hands, the tables have turned. What was once a Democratic idea is suddenly a Republican weapon.